So people often ask me why I do what I do, what's the inspiration behind it? I've been thinking about this a lot recently and have come to some realizations about myself. I've realized that in my life I've needed to find spaces in which I can kind of tune into my inner world. So what are those spaces like? For me, it could be a physical place or a moment of comfort or safety. Some good examples could be if I'm composing at the piano on my own or taking some time of silent prayer. Also, rich conversations with others who I have close connections with. I'm also quite sensitive and responsive to beauty, so my physical surroundings can play a role. So what does it mean to tune into my inner world? Well, I believe that there can be parts of a person like ideas, feelings, memories, gifts, or character traits which are not acknowledged even by their own conscious mind or put on display necessarily to the outside world. So tuning in means becoming aware of those things and acknowledging them, accepting them and owning them, and then taking kind of a curious and inquiring approach towards integrating those things and revealing them more fully to one's own mind and to the outside world. By tuning into my inner world in those spaces, treasure is drawn out which might otherwise remain deeply hidden in me, which brings me a fuller freedom and a clearer connection with reality, and in turn that gives me hope and consolation. So what is that treasure that gets drawn out? Well, I hope that it might include elements such as hard-earned wisdom, resilience, compassion, truthfulness, really anything that grows when all the parts of the self come into relationship with each other and are more authentically integrated. As well as that, some creative ideas hopefully, and a generosity to share them with others. What are some of the other fruits of this tuning in process? I would say that these don't necessarily come without the price of overcoming obstacles along the way. For example, maybe I access some unacknowledged anger. I may be fearful of accepting it or maybe ashamed of expressing it. But in the overcoming of those obstacles, I receive hope and consolation as side benefits. For others, although I hope that freedom and clarity would also be an endpoint like they are for me, I guess that the fruits along the way could be different, for example, peace or excitement or confidence. So this process of finding spaces and tuning into my inner world and drawing treasure out, it's been such a life-giving process for me. And so really I seek to care for other people by lowering the barriers to them finding similar opportunities so that their own growth can unfold. How do I do that? By composing, recording and sharing music live and online in various settings. I'd love to count on your support with this work so that as individuals become more fully themselves, the whole of humanity can benefit. Join me by becoming a patron today.